So, my attentive students, are you curious about how many words you actually need to master? Is it just enough to survive a vacation, or do you dream of debating philosophy in English? Today, we are going to break down the levels of vocabulary, from survival mode to fluent communicator. I've invited my friend Sarah, who is just starting her journey, to join me in my apartment for a chat about this. The smell of freshly brewed coffee filled the cozy apartment. Yelena, who had spent years honing her English skills through dedication and curiosity, sat across from Sarah, who was nervously flipping through a beginner's textbook. Yelena, Sarah sighed, looking at a list of grammar rules, I feel like I'll never get there. I look at these long lists of words and I just feel like giving up. How much do I actually need to learn to be okay? Yelena smiled warmly. I remember that feeling, Sarah. When I started, I felt overwhelmed too. But you don't need to learn every word in the dictionary at once. Think of it like packing for a trip. You have different types of luggage for different destinations. That makes sense, Sarah said, leaning forward. What is the survival level? Let's call that the essential foundation, Yelena explained. It's about 1,000 to 1,500 words. At this stage, you don't need complex sentences. You need to be able to get by. Get by? Asked Sarah, furrowing her brow. I've heard that before. It's a perfect example of a phrasal verb, Elena noted. To get by means to manage to survive or deal with a situation with the resources you have. So if you're at the airport, you need to know how to check in, find your gate, or ask for help when your luggage is lost. In a hotel, you need to be able to ask for an extra towel or check out. In a restaurant, you just need to order food and ask for the bill. So, simple nouns and verbs? Sarah asked. Exactly. Focus on the core vocabulary: food, directions, numbers, and basic polite phrases. You don't need to know the word magnificent. You just need to know how to say, "Could I have the menu, please?" Sarah scribbled this down. Okay, but what if I want to actually talk to people, make friends? That's the optimal level, Elena said, her eyes lighting up. This is around 3,000 to 5,000 words. This is where the magic happens. You aren't just surviving, you're engaging. You can discuss your hobbies, your work, and your opinions. You can follow the plot of a movie because you understand the context, even if you miss a few specific words. That sounds like a dream, Sarah whispered. How do I reach that? By changing how you study. At this stage, you should start focusing on phrasal verbs because native speakers use them constantly. For example, have you heard the phrase to catch up? Like catching up on sleep, Sarah guessed? Exactly. That's one meaning. To catch up can mean to do something you didn't have time to do earlier, like I need to catch up on my reading. But in conversation, it means to talk to someone you haven't seen in a while and exchange news, like let's meet for coffee and catch up. I love that, Sarah said. It feels so natural. It is, and at this level, you'll also want to learn to look forward to. It means to feel excited about something in the future. I'm looking forward to our next lesson. Notice that it's always followed by a noun or an ing form of a verb. Sarah practiced the phrase silently. So at this level, I can really connect with people? Yes, Elena confirmed. You'll stop translating every single word in your head. You'll start thinking in English because you'll know enough vocabulary to describe things you don't have a name for. If you forget the word for refrigerator, you can say the big box in the kitchen where we keep the food cold. You'll be able to figure out, which means to understand or solve a problem, what people mean even if they use words you haven't learned yet. I see. And what about the final level, the advanced one? Elena poured more coffee. The advanced level is 8,000 words and beyond. This is for those who want to read literature in the original, watch movies without subtitles, and maybe work or study in an English-speaking country. At this level, you start appreciating the nuance of the language. You understand humor, irony, and cultural references. Is it hard to reach? Sarah asked, looking a bit intimidated. It's not hard, it's just a long, beautiful road, Elena assured her. You stop studying from textbooks and start living the language. You watch interviews, read articles about politics or science, and listen to podcasts. You start using more sophisticated phrasal verbs, like to put up with. Wait, put up with? Sarah asked. Does that mean to tolerate? Precisely. It means to accept a situation or a person that is annoying or unpleasant. I can't put up with this noise anymore. It's a very useful, expressive phrase. And what about to stand out? Sarah asked, testing her new knowledge. Does that mean to be different? Spot on. To stand out means to be noticeable or better than others. She really stands out in a crowd because of her bright personality. You see, you're already using advanced vocabulary. Sarah smiled, feeling a surge of confidence. I think I get it now. It's not about memorizing a list of 10,000 words today. It's about building a house. First, the foundation, the survival words, then the walls and windows, the optimal conversational level, and finally, the interior design, the nuances and advanced phrases. That is a perfect analogy, Alina said. Remember, even native speakers are constantly learning. There are thousands of words I don't use every day. The key is to keep the momentum. Don't get stuck on being perfect. Get stuck on being understood. If you make a mistake, don't worry. Just carry on. Carry on? Sarah laughed. Don't tell me that means to continue. Exactly. To carry on means to continue doing something, especially after an interruption. Even though it started raining, they carried on with their picnic. Never stop carrying on with your learning. The two friends spent the rest of the afternoon talking about movies they wanted to watch and books they wanted to read in English. Sarah realized that the language wasn't a mountain she had to climb in one day, but a path she could enjoy walking step by step. You know, Sarah said, closing her notebook, I feel much better. I don't need to know every word by next week. I just need to be a little better than I was today. That's the secret, Alina agreed. Motivation is what gets you started, but habit is what keeps you going. Whether you want to travel, move abroad, or just understand your favorite songs, every word counts. As the sun began to set, casting a golden light across the apartment, Sarah felt a sense of peace. She realized that English wasn't just a subject, it was a bridge to a wider world. Thank you, Elena, Sarah said, standing up. I'm going to go home and start a new list, not of words to memorize, but of phrases I want to use in our next catch-up session. I'm looking forward to hearing them, Elena replied. I am sure that you have now defined what your vocabulary level goals should be. But remember, once you reach one goal, it is not necessary to stop there. Continue to improve yourself. Learning a language is a lifelong journey, and the more you learn, the more doors you open to new experiences, cultures, and connections. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. They are simply proof that you are trying and growing. Whether you aim for survival, optimal, or advanced proficiency, enjoy the process of discovery. Good luck with your journey.